God chose the people of Israel to go into the promised land, and they succeeded. And years afterwards, before Joshua died, he reminded them, don't forget about God. Remember the covenant. And they said, they promised they would obey God only. They knew he was the one God, their king. The people began to forget about God and focus and worship the idols, Baal and other idols. What happened? Maybe because they didn't have a leader like those others groups had. They had kings. Jabin in Canaan, in that country. Remember in the past, Joshua, his army overcame Jericho, was part of Canaan in that country. And they had a king. They didn't have a king, the Israelites. So they asked, where's your king? Oh, we have a king. Where is God? God is our king. That was strange. Can't see. Where is God? How do you know? Prove it. And they told the stories of God saving them from slavery in Egypt, coming here. That God has promised the land. He would give it to them. So they mocked. Where is your king? Come on. You have no king? We have a king. And their faith became weak. So they started to follow those for peace. The Israelite people didn't obey God. God let King Jabin oppress them, and awfully, continuously for 20 years. And the Israelite people cried out for help. A woman whose name was Deborah, herself was a prophetess and a judge. God chose Deborah to lead his people. Deborah was a good judge. Judge, you mean like in court? No. She would help people solve their problems. She had good judgment. Deborah always sat under a palm tree in the area close to Bethel, not too far from Jericho. People would go to her, ask her for help to solve their problems. She gave good advice, a whole series of things. Deborah called a man named Barak. He was the general of the Israelite army. Deborah said to him, "The Lord has called you to take your soldiers and go fight against that king Jabin, his army. He has many chariots made of iron, but you will win." But Barak answered her and said, "I will go, but if you don't go with me, I refuse to go either." So Deborah said, "I will go, but you will not get the praise for winning. By one woman, God will overcome Sisera, the general of the king's army." Deborah and Barak went to Kadesh, it was in the north. From there, Barak led around 10,000 Israelite soldiers south to the mountain of Tabor. Sisera, as the general of the king's army, heard. He was ready with his army plus 900 chariots to seize them. Then Deborah said, "Barak, go. The Lord will give you victory over Sisera." Barak cast out all the soldiers, and threw them into confusion. They all fell. The Israelite soldiers overcame them. But Sisera, the general, was awkward. He withdrew with chariots. He ran to escape, found the tent, belonged to a woman whose name was Jael. Her husband came from the family of Moses, his father-in-law, of that tribe, a nomadic tribe. King Jabin, that tribe, both of them got along well. The woman Jael saw Sisera coming. She said, "Come, come, come, don't be afraid, come. Come into the tent." Jael hid him. He was thirsty, asked for some water. Jael gave her some milk. Sisera said, "Watch, if anyone comes asking you if anyone's here, tell them no." Sisera was very tired, and he slept. Then Jael took a hammer and a tent peg you know, tents in the corners, those they're banged into the ground there. Sisera was asleep. Barak, the general of the Israelite army, he was searching for Sisera. He saw the tent there. The woman Jael saw him. Who are you? You're looking for Sisera? Yes. I'll show you. Come into the tent. Went into the tent, and truly, Barak found the body of Sisera with the tent peg. On the same day, Deborah and Barak celebrated, praise God, saying, Lord, may all your enemies die, but may your friends rise like the sun. After that, it was peace in Canaan for around 40 years. Remember, Barak refused to lead the army against his enemies until Deborah went with him. Barak knew that God was working through Deborah. She saved the Israelite people, the people of God.